Welcome to Ani Globe, enjoy. Lou's parents subjected him to experiments when he was a child, and he went on to become the future of humanity. Despite this, his family deceived him several times until they were able to sentence him to afterlife prison. Robert he discovers he has some hidden powers and begins his path to get revenge in this world. Part of the human population has been turned into blood of wars, bloodthirsty vampire-like creatures with special powers. In this world, part of the human population has been turned into blood of wars, bloodthirsty vampire-like creatures. The affliction was first discovered as an unintended consequence of a treatment for a widespread epidemic of insomnia. As a direct consequence of this, the Department BST that was tasked with protecting humans from the new species developed unique necklaces known as DGPS in order to monitor the bloodthirst and location of each blood of war. At the age of 5, Milou was presented to the public as the child of peace and hope for humanity. He was born to a human mother named Gaching Shimon and a blood of war father named Maidenju. Milou's birth is meant to connect the two species, and his mother is a scientist. The head of the BST and the person in charge of recognizing and neutralizing potential blood of war threats is Lou's father. This brought Lou so much attention from the media that one day a blood of war invaded his school searching for him. Though the students and staff were told to evacuate for some reason, Lou's teacher told him to stay behind. He gets taken hostage and the blood of war then demands to talk with Maitenju, but Maitenju refuses to talk with him. Lou's parents had performed several experiments on him in order to suppress his bloodthirst, but he does not actually need to drink blood since he is Lou approaches everything with a sense of trepidation, and he has a good relationship with his friends, which is largely due to the natural charisma and leadership skills that he possesses. However, Lou and his friends have been falsely accused of murder by Lou's father, and they have been sentenced to death. While Lou is waiting in a cell, his father visits him. Tenju injures Lou's arm by burning it and leaving a scar on it, then leaves him to be taken away while telling his son that he won't be able to escape. Tenju tells his son that he won't be able to escape while his son looks at him with disdain and asks if he's here to save the day. Lou snaps when his father brings up his mother, and they get into a physical confrontation. Along with his companions, Lou after waking up, Lou can't figure out his surroundings and has no idea how he arrived from the supposed execution. Looking around, it seems as though he was put in some kind of enclosed cell. Lou then sees a couple of unknown people nearby, a man and woman beside him wake up, so they introduce themselves as Li Shen and Chai Fan. The doors to their cell open and thugs enter. Angie Wen Ko and Chen Fong are transported to the prison, but their van gets blocked off and Chen rushes in to protect her because you know that he wants to win points with Angie, and he urges the other prisoners to back off of her. This leads to a battle between him and the other inmate, in which Chen gets severely beaten up. Mission was aborted just as the man was about to deliver the blow that would have killed Chen. The prisoners scream in shock as his head goes boom, but the woman then explains that their DGPS now contain bombs that are programmed to explode when they attack other inmates or when their necklace reaches 0. Suddenly, a monster appears and slices the woman in half, revealing that she is a robot. The monster then begins attacking the prisoners, so Lou and Angie begin to flee. However, as they run away, even more creatures appear throughout the room. They stop to help iPhone, but then a monster appears in front of them, and Lou uses his special power of humancy to repel it. The monster lunges forward, but as Lou uses his ability, he flies away and takes damage from the recoil. The monster quickly follows Angie and tries to attack her, but Lee saves her. This gives Lou, Angie, and iPhone the perfect opportunity to flee. They escape through the ventilation system and end up in an old office room afterwards. Lou, the two girls, and iPhone continue their exploration of the rooms, and Lou reveals that this location is related to the experiments that Lou's parents conducted on him. Suddenly, a monster appears and attacks them, but Lou grabs a metal bar to fight the monster, and despite his struggles, he manages to give Angie and iPhone a chance to escape. However, while the girls are fleeing, they are pursued by another creature. Angie tries to hold it back while iPhone searches for an alternate route to take. iPhone discovers an open door and pushes Angie forward through it. The door then closes behind Angie, trapping her outside where the monster can finally consume her. Lou catches up and grabs Angie, moving her out of the way to save her from the creatures. When he checks on Angie after having gotten away for a while, he sees that she has a deep wound. This leaves him feeling overwhelmed. However, the monsters are closing in, so he picks her up and tries to run away with everything he has. When he checks on Angie once more, he sees that she is in very critical condition. Lou pierces the creature with a metal rod, and despite the fact that it attempts to continue its assault, it disintegrates into tiny blue specks very quickly. Lou makes fruitless efforts to break through the obstruction that is preventing them from proceeding while at the same time reflecting on how much he cherishes her. He eventually breaks down into tears out of a feeling of utter helplessness as he watches the person he cares for the most suffer, and at that very moment, a blue glow emanates from the scar on his arm. Almost immediately, Lou comes to the conclusion that his father is likely responsible for this because he witnessed it himself when his father became upset in the middle of their argument. Taps on the glowing shot in a supercomputer named Sapphire appear to indicate that the sapphire is something connected to Lou's unidentified mother. Lou's father gave the sapphire to him because he believes it will motivate his mother to find him. Lou uses Sapphire to figure out a way to save Angie with a blood transfusion. Most importantly, he cuts himself and makes Angie drink his blood, which activates her DGPS and causes her to snap. Blue wakes up after having a dream about his mother touching him just like the mysterious figure did in that dream. In the dream, his mother tells him that she will protect him until he gets strong enough. He then notices that the wall behind them has been destroyed, the outside light is visible, and Angie is lying unconscious. Angie questions why Lou is the one who always comes to her rescue, and in response, Lou recalls the time when they first met. The instant he saw her, he was reminded of his mother, and he began crying to himself, making a promise to protect her for the rest of their lives. She argues that there must be other things that matter more to Lou than her because he has always erected a barrier that kept him isolated from others. Angie encourages him to let her down and tells him to leave her behind and chase after what he wants. Blue declines to pick her back up and instead begins to make his way towards the infirmary while slowly opening up about himself. He reveals that he was extremely troubled by his mother's sudden disappearance and how his father didn't even care about it. This emotionally ruined him and caused him to want to look for his mother. However, he found Angie in the orphanage instead. Angie's condition continues to deteriorate, and the path to the infirmary appears to be even more inaccessible. Angie tells Chen and Lou that she doesn't remember much after she and Lou were attacked by the monster. She also tells them that she met a girl with blonde hair who may or may not have saved her. Chen and Lou are full of emotion as they say that she wasn't breathing when they found her. However, Angie says that she met a girl with blonde hair who may or may not have saved her. Li Shen and Chen are able to identify the girl as Yes, and they tell how they came upon her while looking for Lou in a chamber with a peculiar melting phenomenon. Andrew uses a communication device to speak with Lou and say that they need help because Yes, the GPS count has gone down to 5. Having heard a noise, the prisoners shoot Lou's communication device down and point their guns at them. Lou has a suspicion that and the room might be the source of the mystery. As a result, he and Chen go out to search for the room. Lou tells Chen that they should capture a monster alive to save Ye, even though the plan sounds ridiculous and impossible. Soon after, Lou and Chen intrude upon Winkale and a group of prisoners fighting with a monster, but they tell him not to kill it. Lou and Chen tell them that they just want their help and ask to speak to their leader, but they use the excuse to run away. After being restrained by Lou, the monster reverts to its previous form as a blood-of-war boy. After speaking with the locals, Lou learns that they believe the child obtained his peculiar talents after coming into contact with something that resembles redstone. As the story progresses, Lou comes to the conclusion that touching the redstone awakens one's hemomancy talents, and that it most likely causes them to go insane at first. Lou then turns to Lou for assistance. Yao, one of the most powerful blood of wars to help save Yes, since fighting monsters helps to keep the DGPS count up. Yao, one of the most powerful blood of wars to help save Yes. The offer is accepted by Yao, and she makes the decision to reveal the information to Louis, which leads Louis to the yard behind his room. Yao unveils a collection of the identical black hole barriers that Lou had seen around before. He tells them that these are there to ensure that the inmates do not attempt to escape. Yao informs them that these are there to ensure that the prisoners do not attempt to escape. Yao also encourages Lou to become a part of his squad so that they may shoot for more ambitious goals, but Lou declines. Yao shakes his head and declares that any powerful blood of war that is not his ally is his enemy, Then he makes an attempt to push Lu into the black hole. Even if Lu uses his strength to return, Yao still attacks him. Yao makes another attempt to throw him into the barriers, but Lu is able to outrun him thanks to his speed and the human ability he possesses. This causes the momentum to be reversed. Leave tosses a smoke bomb, which explodes, and he seizes the opportunity to rush away with Chan after the explosion. They have to go quickly in order to save Ye and stop Li. Shen, who had previously ingested a red crystal, was about to go completely insane while traveling back. Lu can't stop thinking about the time when Yao brought up his father, and he is curious about the possible connection that exists between the two. When Lu and Shen finally arrive, Shen has already begun his assault on Angie. Shen, on the other hand, possesses the ability to generate swords, which enables him to fight with a variety of dangerous weapons and attacking with such great speed and intense strength. Chen, on the other hand, is too powerful for Lu, so Lu decides to run and bait him toward the monster that they had encountered earlier. Shen makes it difficult for Lu to avoid his assaults, so Lu orders Chen to bring Angie and themselves to the abandoned building where the monster lives. This provides you with a better opportunity to kill the creature, since it is unable to leave the building on its own. Just as Shen is about to kill the creature, Lu decides to intercept the attack and take it himself. If the monster had died by Shen's hand, it wouldn't have been able to kill it to gain the DGPS points. He uses his hemomancy to bring Shen to the sky and fight there. Their battle is fast-paced, and Lu struggles. Shen is too strong, and his power keeps increasing, enabling him to easily fight off the monster. Shen has the upper hand due to the fact that he possesses brutal reflexes and the capacity to produce weapons. Angie and Chen have a chance to escape thanks to Blue's ability to keep the fight in the air, however, they choose to stay and try to help since Lu is risking his life to save them. As Lu dodges, he sees that Angie is about to throw a grenade, so he tricks Shen into taking the blow, which knocks him unconscious. Blue's ability helps keep the fight in the air, giving Angie and Chen a chance to flee. After that, Lu tells everyone that in order to save you, they need to set up bombs everywhere in the building. He decides to set up the bombs himself and wants them to press the detonation button at 12 o'clock regardless of the situation at hand. Blue then goes off to set up the bombs on his own and successfully sets up the bombs one at a time in each room. However, in one of these rooms, he finds a disturbing body and wonders just what could. Lu proceeds to investigate the room and finds a journal that records the scientific study that was taking place at the time. According to the journal, the research wasn't making much progress, and it was getting steadily worse as time passed, so they decided to go on to Plan B. A monster attacks Lu, but he is able to outsmart it into falling down a floor. This buys him some time to set up the remaining explosives, but the monsters come back and begin to attack him. Lu uses Sapphire to search for Plan B, and he discovers that Angie was one of the people listed as a subject for their research. He then searches up the people behind this research and discovers that BSD and his parents were major participants in it. Before he can investigate further, Blue desperately tries to fight when Angie, who is now able to activate her humanity, comes in to save him. She buys him some time by trapping the monsters with shadows, but Lu grabs her and escapes because it is too dangerous to stay there. After escaping the building, Ye sets off the bomb, successfully gaining the DGPS points that she needed, which destroys the building and leaves Lu unconscious. However, while the others fight the monsters that appear, Ye touches and Soma. Like and subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us. I'd also leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.